Hello, everybody. David Shuster here. One of the most intense personal and professional feuds in the U.S. Congress is between Georgia Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene and Texas Republican Jasmine Crockett. And they just went another remarkable round. It happened at a Department of Government Efficiency Committee hearing chaired by Greene on transgender athletes in women's sports. Crockett ripped that focus and said the committee should be focused on the hardships coming to children because of GOP Medicaid cuts.
And if you add that up just on this committee, we have 606,000 kids that are relying on us to do right by them. And instead, we playing these crazy games because we worried about 10 trans folk that are in sports right now in college. I wasn't elected to be engaged in these fights. I was elected to make sure that those kids, the kids that they are about to neglect with these terrible votes that they're about to take, I was elected to protect them and to make sure that they could grow up and have all the opportunities. But let's keep on track.
Crockett then turned her fire specifically to Greene. A few weeks ago, when President Trump went on again, off again, on again with his global tariffs, Greene made 17 different stock trades. While most of Wall Street was suffering losses, Greene's deals netted her a profitable and remarkable return of 29%. Crockett noted that the House Oversight Committee is supposed to help investigate waste, fraud, and abuse, and she zeroed in on Greene.
Let's look at fraud. We could investigate whether the White House and the members of this subcommittee engaged in insider trading and market manipulation. Maybe it's a coincidence that the chairwoman brought hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of stock the day before Trump announced a 90-day pause on tariffs. But I guess we'll never know. So finally, let's talk about abuse. Like how the Republicans have let Elon steal data of Americans and his competitors to make himself even richer. Look, don't let these hearings distract you from their destruction. This is rage baiting instead of conducting oversight over the issues that Americans actually care about. And with that, I will yield.
The gentlelady's time is expired.
Madam Chair,
I now recognize.
Madam Chair, I move down to take down her words impugning you. It's saying you committed a crime.
Without objection, so ordered.
That was South Carolina Republican Nancy Mace trying to come to Greene's defense. Under House rules, lawmakers are restricted from accusing colleagues of committing crimes. In those instances, the words can be stripped from the hearing record and transcript, but there's a parliamentary procedure in scrubbing words or statements. And Greene, as the subcommittee chair, seemed lost.
The committee will suspend.
Point of parliamentary
The committee will
inquiry.
suspend.
Point of parliamentary inquiry.
We're going to go with hers first, right?
Madam Chair.
The committee will suspend. The member will state the words she wishes taken down.
Well, actually, Madam Chair, the words were actually not made.
The committee will suspend.
Do you have the exact?
I don't have the exact words.
Okay. The words alleging a criminal act by the chairwoman.
The actual words.
What words?
We will suspend. We will have
The committee will suspend. The clerk will go over the recording with the stenographer, and the committee will suspend.
The committee was then suspended or stopped as the stenographer, committee Republican staff, and Greene huddled to review exactly what Crockett had alleged. Crockett had stated the public fact that Greene made hundreds of thousands of dollars on stock trades, and Crockett had questioned whether Greene or others engaged in insider trading. But Crockett had never outright accused Greene of criminality. After a hearing delay of nearly 20 minutes, Greene resumed the proceeding and decided this wasn't worth a fight.
I'd like to ask, we've looked at the words that were said, and it's borderline whether it's parliamentary and goes along with the rules, saying could and accusing the White House and members of this committee of crimes is borderline. So in interest of the hearing and our witnesses that are here today defending themselves against the mentally ill biological males that have invaded their sports, and in the interest of making sure that we stay on track instead of getting sidetracked into Democrats' nonstop fake accusations, I just ask, thank you for bringing up the motion and ask if you
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you very much. With that, I now recognize.
On the record. She has to withdraw it on the record.
She already did. Ms. Stansbury. I now recognize Mr. Burchett from Tennessee for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chair Lady.
Madam Chairman, I'm sorry, it has to be withdrawn on the record.
She asked the question and she said, yes, Madam Chair.
You weren't listening, Ms. Stansbury. We handled that, and it has been removed for the record. The fake accusations of criminal behavior. Oh, are you accusing also and lying? And you're continually disrupting this hearing and won't stay on track about mentally ill men trying to beat down women in women's sports. We're going to stay on track now, Ms. Stansbury, so hopefully you can go along with this hearing.
Melanie Stansbury is a Democrat from New Mexico. She was trying to get Greene and Mace to adhere to the committee rules about removing a motion on the record. Or maybe she was just trying to belittle and annoy Greene. Earlier in the hearing, Stansbury was questioning a hearing witness about the rising cost of health care. Greene then cut off Stansbury, prompting fireworks between Stansbury and Greene. And that spat brought in ranking Democrat Stephen Lynch of Massachusetts. Watch.
And I also
the gentlelady's time has expired.
I also want to acknowledge your...
The gentlelady's time has expired. I now recognize
Chair, do we not have a-
Ms. McLean from Michigan.
Point
of order.
Allocated
You took a minute of my time, wasting my time on a non-point of order. The gentlelady's time has expired. I now recognize
was not running during the
Ms.
point
McLean
of
from
order.
Michigan.
Your time was not wasted. And to the trans
I now
community,
recognize
we
Ms. McLean
stand
from-
with you, with the
Madam.
LGBTQ plus community. We stand with you, and you can
Madam
break
Chair.
my eardrums all you want, Madam Chair, but we stand with the LGBTQ plus community, and you can gavel me till
Order. This
cows
hearing
home
will
and it
come to
won't
order.
stop it.
This hearing will come to order.
Madam Chair, I have a
This
question.
hearing will come to order.
Madam Chair, I
This
just-
hearing will come to order. I now
a
recognize
point of order.
Ms. McLean
I
from
just
Michigan.
have a point of order.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Let me tell you,
Madam Chair, I had a
What's
point
your
of order. Could we just have the timekeeper, log the time between both the Democrats and Republicans, and then we rebalance them so that we each have equal time? That's pretty basic.
We will consider that. Thank you.
No.
You took a minute of my time.
That's not
All
a
right,
suggestion.
okay.
Those are the rules.
Enough.
No.
You're wasting your
Hey,
time.
look,
That's
either,
not.
either we go
We
by
are
the rules
keeping
or
equal
we're
time.
out of here.
We're keeping equal time.
the door's
okay.
open.
Ms.
All right.
McLean from Michigan is now recognized.
What a mess, right? But so it goes with the DOGE subcommittee chaired by Marjorie Taylor Greene. And several lawmakers in both parties still unsure what trans participation in women's sports has to do with DOGE efforts to cut down on government waste, fraud, and abuse. But when you're a committee or subcommittee chair, you get to schedule and arrange the focus of these hearings. And while Greene may enjoy that power, Democrats keep showing that Greene is lost on many things, including House rules. And so these hearings, led by Greene, keep going off the rails. By the way, Donald Trump just got shredded by one of America's highest profile conservative judges.
The temptation here is to dismiss the president's words as just another gaffe, of which he makes many. But I don't think that we should do that. I'm quite confident that the president was saying what is on his mind, and that is that he, the President of the United States, doesn't necessarily believe that he is obligated to uphold the Constitution of the United States as it is interpreted by the Supreme Court.
Check out that video at the link below. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.